Hello, everybody, and welcome to askLRR, the monthly podcast where you ask questions and we answer them.
That's good.
I like that better. I like that better than where you. Welcome to askLRR, where you askLRR. I think yours was a bit more verbose.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm all about that intro. Anyways, welcome to askLRR. Thank you to our YouTube membership members who get to ask questions of us every month. So if you would like to ask us a question, you can click the little join below button. I think it costs at least $2.99 a month. I'm not sure, but it's a way to support us financially, and we really appreciate it. So if you could do that, that would be great. Thank you. But yeah, that is where we get the questions from. And we've got a whole bunch of really great questions today. I am joined by Serge.
Hello, good evening, or morning, or wherever you are, where you are.
And Ben.
I'm going to say night. Good night. Good, and sleep tight. And
perfect.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah, this askLRR only for evening enjoyment now, apparently. askLRR after dark.
And I'm James. Anyways, let's just dive right in. We got a bunch of questions, so no time to waste. This one is from Spencer. For the pet parents, how did you decide that you were in the correct mental, emotional, and financial state to care for another living thing? Ben, you starred this one.
So, I mean, that's a very loaded question. I don't think I was in the mental correct state, I guess. I mean, I was, but like realistically, how I ended up getting Remy was we were moving to a place, and I was just like, on the list of things that I'd like for a new apartment is
a dog.
It should be pet friendly,
right.
because like, especially too, like we have 3 snakes and stuff, and like a lot of the places that we had gone to, the moment they were like, oh yeah, this is like a pet friendly place, and then we're like, we've got 3 snakes, and they're like, oh no, sorry, no snakes, they're worse than cats and dogs. But like when we found this place, and we were like good to go and found out that it was pet friendly, Nicole hit send on a message to like a rescue and was like, cool, yeah, we're moving in, cool, dog. And so that's effectively how like the search for Remy came along. That being said, that like a lot of stuff obviously changes, and realistically it's like, we're both working jobs that can support having effectively a toddler that stays a toddler forever, and realistically it's just knowing that I guess you have the time, and being flexible to shift said time. So like I ended up doing like Wednesdays and Thursdays are my day off, like my days off completely. So it's like we go to the dog park every morning, and we like go and do like all it's a weekend of Remy days basically. But your life, I think, for the first part of it kind of becomes all consumed by this dog. I don't know if it's like different for you, James, with like a smaller dog, but
no, it was probably about, I mean, it changes over time, right? Like you definitely, that feeling of, I mean, the more comfortable they get, the older they get, the easier it is to feel okay to just leave them at home while you go and do work or shop or grocery store, whatever you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Now that being
said,
COVID
time helps.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that
right?
COVID's been very interesting because, before I was home more than Ashley was home, but we were both out most of the day generally. And now for the last 14 or 15 months, we have always been home, and we've probably got another couple months of that left. So it's going to be very interesting when we have to go back to the office and see what it's like, because now the dog is very used to having us home. But I mean, everything that you said at the beginning there when it comes to like your correct mental, emotional, and financial state, I mean, it depends on who you are. I mean, I don't, financial is probably the least hard thing to kind of figure out. You can have a good idea of how much it costs to have a dog or a cat or a snake or whatever. Look into pet insurance, it can help.
Yes.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Serge?
I not only am tremendously allergic to furry animals, but I come from a long line of Jaegers who are also equally, if not more so, allergic to furry animals. But when I was a kid, I did have a pet turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved my turtle. I loved it so much I never gave it a name. It was always
The turtle's
the
like a
turtle.
weird dog. So
Why don't you get
like
a turtle again?
yeah.
I know where they hang out. There's
The ocean?
Beacon Hill Park. There's like
Wait,
Oh
hold
god,
on.
so I actually love going
James,
to
are
Beacon
you
Hill
saying
Park.
that there's no turtles in the ocean?
Yeah.
I don't think there are
James.
many turtles around in our ocean.
You think they're more hot water,
I don't
warm water?
I don't know.
Probably warm water.
I'm not a turtleologist,
Hmm.
but I'm pretty sure we don't have many turtles in the ocean around here. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
Somebody's
but I have
typing it
seen them
down
in
YouTube
ponds.
comments.
How much
Yeah.
time do you spend in the ocean around here, James? Hold on, I want to know about this. Do you know that off of the islands north of us, we have the second richest, like, aquatic ecosystem in terms of biodiversity, second only to like the Great Barrier Reef for like scuba diving and stuff like that? We have some tremendous stuff in the seas around us.
Yeah, but maybe none of that is turtle.
It's a valid point.
All right.
I don't know.
But I mean, in Serge's defense, like I was looking at a turtle before we ended up getting Remy, but like turtles are about the same time requirement. Honestly, I from what I understand, you correct me if I'm wrong, Serge, but like as like a dog, because you have to like feed them and like make their like meals and stuff like that. Or at least every time I did research, it was like you got to wake up in the morning, you got to chop up the vegetables and stuff like that, and put it in a thing, and they have to have like a nice,
dang. Oh, you might be
know,
thinking
enclosure.
like a tortoise. I had one of those water turtles that just like swims all the time.
Okay.
And
All turtles are water turtles.
not
No, I don't think
maybe
all turtles are water
maybe
turtles.
there's turtle and there's tortoise, and they are different. And one is land and the other is aquatic.
I think what we'll take away from this episode of this askLRR is that we don't really know much about turtles.
Oh God, nothing at all. No.
But
anyways,
so
I
if
had
you don't
these-
feel like you're ready for a dog, get a turtle.
Yeah, I had these little pellet things that were like, I don't know, about a centimeter long. And I remember one of my favorite things to do is I would hold it over the water, and then this little neck would come out of shot just like, and it would reach for the food, and I would tease it by pulling it further away, and it would elongate its neck. Just it was great. And yeah, they bite. They're not really like the sort of thing that you pet. Sometimes I try to pick it up from behind like a crab, and it'd be like, you know, its neck would try and reach around to grab my fingers, and it was great. So when I moved away, when I went to college, the turtle's still alive. Do you know these things live for like 30 years? They live forever.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Well, where's the turtle now?
That's a good question. My mom is a teacher, and she found another kid who was my age when I got my turtle, and we handed the turtle down. They adopted the turtle from us. And apparently this has happened another time since. The turtle just lives on and is getting passed from family to family and is still happy and still chilling and still trying to bite people's fingers.
Wow.
So if you have the Serge Jaeger turtle,
That'd be such a small world.
right,
Oh my God.
right on
yeah.
into mail time, and we'll hear about that.
That'd be incredible. Yeah, but no pets. I don't know. I barely have enough time to take care of myself as it is. I can't take care of an animal.
I mean, get a turtle. They seem easy.
And when you're done with it, you can just pass it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Find a child. Be like, here you are, Smarge. I'm gonna make your day.
Yeah. Here, Penelope, have a turtle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Kathleen
Oh, they'd
would
love that. Oh, they'd love that.
Yeah, they'd be super into it.
All right, next question. This one's coming to us from Eric, who asks, "What is your favorite Jackbox game? If it's Quiplash, what's your second favorite?" I don't play Jackbox, so I will abstain from this question.
Easy split the room.
Yeah, Split the Room is a lot of fun. It's a very unique like concept, I think, for a game like that.
The only downside is sometimes the questions are really tough. And by really tough, I mean they really suck. And what you have to do in order to split the room is then you have to make your answer suck just as much to make it match. And what I really wish it was sitting around at a table with a bunch of friends like we did down at Magic Fest Vegas and play the Would You Hit the Button game of creating like equally crappy things. I think the favorite one Adam said one time was, You get an envelope for $100 every day. Like somebody mails you $100 every day, but every time you open it, you get a paper cut. Do you hit the button to make that happen? Like those, you're like, oh, that sounds like it sucks. But
A
$100
lot of paper cuts
a day.
every day.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is no. By the way, you never do that.
Do you hit that button?
I would consider it.
Well,
Well, hold on, time out. Here's the real question for it. Is that taxable money?
Oh, of course not. No, it's magic.
No.
It's
Oh,
magical
all right,
money.
then definitely slam dunk.
But see, the problem is that after, it takes a while for a paper cut to heal, and it's not like they go away magically and it's a new one every day. It's compounding paper cuts. So at some point, your hands will just be unusable.
They're not compounding. They will heal eventually. You'll just have a critical mass of paper cuts that are constantly sustained on your hands.
Forever.
The healing one, but it's also $36,500 for free every year, just for a little bit of hand pain.
Not worth it. I think a little bit is understating it.
Well, here's a question. How long does it take your hand to heal a paper cut? A week?
Let's say a week. Let's say a week.
That means you're going to have 7 cuts on your hand. It's not like 100. It's not like, it's not a terrifying amount. It's just a couple.
But
that's not even all of your fingers.
Could you imagine that every day for the rest of your life you have 7 paper cuts? And they're always
in like the gooey,
and they're always changing positions, so it's not like you can get used to them.
For less than $36,500 a year, you could hire somebody to touch citrus for you, so you never get citrus in the paper cuts, right?
All right.
What if you are you getting the paper cut on your hands because you're opening it with your hands? Like what if you open it with another body part?
It's magic. Look, you're a witch is cursing you and you're getting the money and you're getting the paper cut.
So
you
it's
can't
the hand
outthink
paper cuts
the
always.
paper cut.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Anyways, that's what I wish Jackbox was. I wish it was that you pitched
that split the room was.
Yeah, you pitch the question as opposed to them giving you a prompt. And I understand why they give you a prompt because people need help sometimes. People need something to work with. But if you could just make it yourself, like the sell a product game, right? Like, all right, here's the quandary. Here's side A, here's side B. Pitch, argue back and forth. Then people voted. That's the game I want.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason that it's like putting those forth is it's just like it's an equalizing factor because not everybody's going to be as creative and or funny or able to think of those things, right? So it's like if one person was just always able to do it, then other people might be at a disadvantage. Honestly, it's a super I would say controversial sort of opinion on it. I love Monster. Oh shoot! Now I'm forgetting what the name of it is. It's Monster Seeking Monster is the name. I haven't played it in forever because it's not a stream one. But Monster Seeking Monster, it was on Jackbox 4, and it's not a game that works for streaming at all, which is why we never play it.
What's the premise?
So the premise is that it's just a really well made game. So the premise is each player is assigned a monster. Like of your classic monster tropes, like a werewolf or a vampire or a ghost or whatever, and they have special powers. Like their role has like a special power. And over the course of several nights, you text people within like the little game thing, and you attempt to go on a date with them. And for various underlying reasons and whatnot, right? So it's like there's one person that's like I can't remember which horror race it is, but it's like you win, you get extra points if you reject more people and stuff, and then at the end it's like whoever has the most points is the winner. And it's not a good like stream game, and arguably for maybe it might not even be a good party game for some people, but it's a fun it's a fun crafted game, and I played it a bunch with TQ.
I think I played it exactly once with you and TQ at a house party in the before times, and it was great.
And it's a lot of fun. So I like a lot of those sort of games that they make, not necessarily the funny stream ones, but the ones that are just these very clever made sort of games. Like I really like that Alien one too. The one where prior to Among Us, this was the
Among Us game.
Right, where it's like two people are aliens and you're trying to suss out who it is via these like various little mini games and stuff. Like I just really enjoy those kinds of things.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Michael. As the premier Minecraft streamer, thank you, What's your
What do you
favorite
mean, thank you? Thank you.
What's your favorite Minecraft mod or vanilla feature? While clearly a question for Ben.
Hold on,
sure,
what?
I'm
Wait,
sure
what?
James and Serge can weigh in too.
Oh.
No. You two Minecraft newbies go ahead.
All right.
And
Fair.
I'll fill you in after.
What's my favorite Minecraft mod or vanilla? Okay. My favorite Minecraft mod, if we get past something like inventory tweaks, which is just nice quality of life stuff, is probably Tinker's Construct. Although right now create is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the longevity and what I think of when I think of mod, that vanilla feature. What's my favorite vanilla feature? Probably shulkers.
Oh, portable chests.
Yeah. Serge?
Water streams. I think moving things around in water streams after the aquatic update of 1.13, making things go up, making things go down, flooding stairs, I think that was such a huge game changer, in particular on how it works with storage systems and most farms and just getting stuff around. I think it is cool as heck. And I mean, obviously, if you play modded, you just make a conveyor belt or something like that. But like, no, that's really, 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 really neat. And you use it constantly.
Cool.
Ben, would you show us, with the expert opinion, now that the amateurs have spoken?
Yeah, well, so the funny part is because I've been doing so much Minecraft lately, you were like, Tinker's Construct. I was like, I'm aware of all these things that people have been saying. But so the joke and the gag, and for those who don't know, is that I've been playing a ton of Minecraft because I run a Pixelmon server now, which is my favorite mod. That's the easy question really to answer. Pixelmon is a Pokemon mod. It takes Pokemon and it injects it into Minecraft, and it's a lot of fun. It's really, really cool. And it turns out that's all you needed to get me interested in Minecraft.
Dude, I saw the stream where you had the giant tournament. You had like 80 people in this huge stadium that they had built having Pokemon fights. It was so cool.
It was really fun. Yeah. And I mean, I have no idea how my server is like functioning. It's made of magic. Because it sustains like 52 people like simultaneously, like with no problems.
I'm legit upset about that because James, Uno, and I have been doing a weekly stream together through vanilla and modded for the better part of 4 years or whatever. And our servers are always barely holding together from duct tape, and like nobody else can be on. How do you have 50 people? It doesn't make sense, and it's not fair.
I threw a lot of money at it. That was a thing. Like it's at the point where I'm spending like $80 a month. On server costs and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. And what's really, really nice about it is it functions really well with all those mods that you were saying. So we've got like Tinker's Construct popped in there. I've been learning to use Chisel.
Oh yeah,
Chisel and Bits.
Yeah, Chisel and Bits. Oh my, it's so I'll build something, and then Lammore, one of my mods, will come along and he'll be like, "This is really cool, but let me show you how to make it way better." And take like an hour using little Chisel and Bits.
Yeah, make the whole thing. Well, they're not doing anything else. They're just doing the same thing, but on a smaller scale. It's the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, but with way more detail to it, right? Like everything's less square. Because it seems like as things are going on with Minecraft, the goal for Minecraft is to make it not look like Minecraft. Even though that was like the aesthetic of it, it's just like to make things less cubey. It seems to be like the Chisel and Bits vibe, which is cool.
That's even just the vanilla Minecraft vibe is pushing the game to the limits to make it not look like early Minecraft where everything was just like stone. Cool, there's a wall. We did it. Nobody was texturing. Nobody was doing, a million different blocks to contour and make it look cool stuff. So
Well, and I mean, like, I guess in terms of vanilla things, I mean, it's kind of a weird answer, but it's just like I enjoy creative mode.
Sure,
because I like to build things and do things, but the gathering aspect of Minecraft is such a huge turnoff of it for me. I know that like being able to build major things in survival mode is like such a big draw for a lot of people. But it's like I did like a stream where I was just effectively I play server manager, like I'm building a video game at this point because we're crafting this world and stuff. But just building routes or creating like buildings and stuff like that along these routes that are spanning between our Pokemon cities in creative mode has just been a lot of fun. It's cool, and I've actually played minimal Pokemon aspects at this point, and I'm just building in Minecraft. So
Nice.
yeah, it's interesting. I guess I needed something that drove me a little bit more towards it, because the survival aspect, while I enjoy survival games, did not appeal. The Minecraft vibe of it didn't.
Minecraft is not a great survival game.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad. Yeah. All right.
No, there have been better games that have figured it out. It's an old game. It's a clunky game. So not even barely tangentially related. I've been helping Shivam out. Shivam and his son have started playing Minecraft together. And I just get random DMs being like, how do you get obsidian? And I'm like, oh, easy. Pour water over lava with a bucket. And he's like, sorry, how do I get a bucket? Right? The game doesn't teach you anything. If you don't have if you're not a streamer with hundreds of people there to give you tips, if you don't have the Wikipedia page in front of you, there's no this is how the game works. And there's no systems inside of it that help you. Shivam's like, hey, I died in lava. How do I get my stuff back? And you're just like,
buddy. Yeah.
Right? You're like,
Yeah.
Cool game. This is the most popular game for children on the planet. And it has you lose all of your stuff when you die. What? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, there is no wrong way to play Minecraft. If you want to chill out and do creative, if you want to play the survival thing, if you want to make a build, if you want to micro build, you do you. That's the beauty of this thing, right?
What if you want to dig a hole?
Then you make your own little section on Twitch TV and have a whole bunch of weirdos that show up at butt o'clock in the morning to watch you dig downwards for 4 hours.
3 hours. I couldn't do it for 4. Ugh.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
Yeah, God forbid, right? Yeah.
All right. Next question. This is from the Anti-Muffin. Sorry. Oh, I screwed up. Paul, I screwed up. I'm sorry. We'll do Anti-Muffin next. Let's go Jet Pixie right now. Hi. What, if anything, is your favorite regular card game, i.e. cribbage, blackjack, etc.?
Man, God, the last time that I played a regular, I guess I don't know how to play it anymore. But I used to play a lot of crib with my grandpa and whatnot. Like, it was his jam and stuff, because like my brother and I, after school, it was usually either after school or like lunchtime. Our grandparents lived across the street from our elementary. So we would go over there for lunch, and instead of like having like a bag lunch and stuff, and our grandma just like made food for us, which was really, really cool. And I played a lot of crib with my grandpa and stuff. So that was a big thing. On the flip side, I really enjoy gambling, like a lot. Like, I really like to gamble. So, poker nights and like blackjack and stuff like that, I'm all about.
Crib is a sort of game that I constantly feel like I'm being cheated when I play it, because I only play once every like 6 years, and I sit down and they're walking me through it. They're like, good job. You got 4 points. I'm like, okay. And how'd you do? They're like 5, 10, 15, 25, 50, 62. And you're like,
it's because
what?
I find it's because cribbage players are so enfranchised in it. You'll have people like our friend Jordan, who carries like a crib board in his back pocket all the time and whatnot. And you sit down at a bar and he unfolds the crib board and he's like, all right, let's play. I find they're so enfranchised in it and stuff like that, it's hard to kind of describe all those things until they're like, 15 for 2. And like, it's just like go along the board and you're just like, oh, okay, sure. They're like, well, they could make up a rule at any point and be like, well, you know, I had 1 3, a 7, a jack, and a 4, and that means that you go back 7 spaces. Sorry, that's just the rule of crib. And
I believe them, right? You're like, all right, I guess I do.
All right, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Oh man.
James?
I've never really been a big card player. Like, I've played a bunch of card games over the years just because it's what you do. I do like playing poker. I'm not very good at it. But I do like just Texas Hold'em, and blackjack is fun as well. But yeah, I've never really considered myself to be like a regular card game person. Honestly, like playing bridge or cribbage or whatever has been something that I've wanted to learn, but just never have. So one day,
just on AFK, we'll just have regular card night.
I like it. I mean, we should. That'd be great. Why
Not
not?
a bad idea. Growing up, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Growing up, I used to play a ton of gin rummy with my grandparents.
Yeah,
on
I
my
played gin
dad's
rummy.
side.
Yep.
which, I mean, obviously there's a lot of games that are very similar to it with like tiles and other stuff, but that was great. And similar to Ben, but in an opposite direction, I used to love gambling. So here's a little story from my past. When I turned 18 in Alberta, you can start going to casinos. And I had a really good named friend named Ravi who also really liked to go to casinos. And I had a gambling problem, like straight up, nothing else to say there. I didn't think I had a gambling problem because we weren't losing money, because we were making money. And clearly the only people who had gambling problems were people who lost money. But I remember one fateful night, Ravi pointing out somebody at the casino and being like, that person has a gambling problem. And I was just like, how do you know? And I'll never forget this. Ravi just like completely straight face is like, because I see him here all the time.
No self-inflection at that point.
Yeah, and I was like, we have to stop going. This is not good. Like, you know, we're 18. We're going like 4 times a week. This is absurd. Like, this is not good. And so I don't gamble anymore. Other than the 1 week a year we used to go to Vegas for Magic Fest.
It'll be back. That's the one. I mean, that's the one that everybody goes.
I'm already squirreling away money. It's gonna be a weekend or a week probably. It's gonna be a week.
There's just nothing more terrifying than being at the craps table with Fuji on one side and Josh on the other, and you're like, oh, what have I done?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. All right. Next question. This one is from the Anti-Muffin, and kind of cycles back to Minecraft, which is now that you finally got Ben into Minecraft, who do you want to drag into which game next?
So I need to be clear that they didn't have anything to do with me getting into Minecraft.
Well, hold on. You weren't at least comfortable?
It was all us.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you know what? Sure.
Because clearly, when we stream a game, we have staked a flag and no one else is allowed to touch it, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. James walked into Pokemon and couldn't do it for more than a stream.
Yeah, I got one stream in. I was like, nah, not for me. Who do you want to drag into which game next? I would love it if more people, like, I definitely am probably the first person shooter guy more than anybody else in the group at like LoadingReadyRun.
In this 3, it's a little bit closer, but you definitely more. But at the greater LUR group, I think.
But I would love to have more people playing Tarkov, because that would be a game that I would quite enjoy playing with people. But nobody else plays it. That
game doesn't feel like a great squad game, though. It feels very solitary because you don't even see team stuff, and friendly fire is a thing, right?
It's a hard squad game, but it's fun. Like I've done it a few times, but also the game is like, obviously I'd love to be playing with Funko, but the game is region locked. So
Wheeler's like into it, isn't he?
He was into it for a while, and we played a couple times, which was great. But like, I haven't really played much recently, but I'm hopeful that I can get some more people into it. But other than that, I mean, it's always fun to get more people playing Minecraft, honestly.
I was gonna say, like, talking about Ben's example there of being on an active server feels really special. And, you know, it's a great game. It's fine to play alone. It's fine to have your own projects. But when you're collaborating with people, that's when that game really shines. And it's tough because when you're a full-time creator and you try and do Minecraft content, normal people burn out pretty fast. Like, the normal attention span for a Minecraft server is about like 6 to 10 weeks. And then you get a huge drop off. And when you want to try and tell the story, when you try and like do a whole season, you're trying to stretch something to 3 months, 6 months, even big creators are going like a year on a server. Not having other people to play with after a certain amount of time, you're just kind of alone in your base. You're like, well, I guess I could do a server tour of the other people who maybe play about once a week and see what they've been up to. I don't know. On a social game like that, you need a network.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, well, that is why I enjoy playing Minecraft right now. Is with the Pixelmon mod, it feels like a Pokemon MMO in a way, right? Because like, on top of the fact that everybody's doing all these Pokemon things and whatnot, people are building. We have towns, and we've established like lore behind each of the towns. Ooh. People are building things and all these kinds of things, right? Like, every town has a theme, and if you join that town, you're able to use X types of Pokemon kind of thing. And
Okay,
so
that's
people
kinda cool.
theme those teams around it, right? And then that was what the tournament we had was, instead of having, you know, the generic kind of bring the best Pokemon,
Yeah,
like, because
what's
there's always
your
a
meta,
Pokemon
right?
meta,
Yeah.
right? It's bring these types and see how these types interact against each other. And so you saw like a lot of really wacky things.
Cool.
So yeah, no, I feel you. That, I think that was also a big part of it for me for Minecraft too, was just the community social server part of it too. In terms of getting somebody into a video game, I'd really like to get James into World of Warcraft.
God, can you imagine how great it would be if he actually raided with us every now and then?
It would be really cool if James, when he logs onto World of Warcraft and joins us and is like, hey, I'd like to play a thing, he'd join us for more than a week.
Yeah. You know what's really funny? I was actually going to bring that up if you didn't. And I was like, oh, man, he's so cool if James actually raided with us.
Yeah.
Should I join you tonight?
Yeah,
please.
I mean, part of me was like, if we schedule this just before raid times, James is gonna have the evening free to come.
He's already in the call with us. Where's he gonna go?
Exactly. No, my plan was to play tonight.
Yay!
So there you go. It worked.
But that's the thing, right? Is like with WoW, the game itself right now is pretty stagnant in a lot of ways, but the social aspect and the friends that have come out of, like, we formed this random raid group because Adam was like, hey, come raid with my friends, and like, so I joined and Serge joined, and then it was like Krim, the Asian Avenger, came and joined us. Olivia came and joined us. There was talk for a while that like Kenji and Emily were gonna come like play with us and stuff like that. So it's just like friends kind of all coming in. I mean, in the same way you were saying, it's the more people you have playing the game you enjoy, it does make it a lot more fun.
Heck yeah.
Too, so
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. This one comes to us from Day, which is, which are you most interested in the further exploration of? The ocean or space?
Real sciencey questions now.
Serge, you go ahead.
Slam dunk the ocean.
I think I'm in the same boat as you.
I mean, you probably don't. I mean, you want to use the boat to get there. Eventually, you're going to want to get out of the boat, though, right?
Yeah. That shouldn't have got me that good.
Didn't even want to do it. No, I think I'm on Team Ocean, only because it's kind of one of those things where I feel like with a lot of space exploration, while it is super interesting, a lot of people use it as this sort of placebo in a way of like, well, you know, Earth is screwed. We're done with it. So we got to figure our way. Let's just get out of here, right?
Yeah.
And we have no idea if there are obviously ways that people have suggested that are like, hey, we could still fix this.
Yeah.
Like, it could still get fixed. But who knows? Maybe there's something within the ocean or whatnot, right? Like, I feel like exploring sort of our own, there's so much that we don't know about literally our own planet, right? So
yeah,
I think I'm on Team Ocean.
And you and I are like drift compatible today. My whole point was going to be, so much of the lore and fiction is about abandoning Earth because it was unsalvageable, and you're like,
yeah. So we just got to go find Atlantis, and they've been making it work this whole time.
I was going to say Atlantis too. Get out of my head, man! Wow.
See, this is what happens when you and I are like, we don't see each other for long periods of time. Yeah. Welcome to the Ben and Serge podcast, or the Ben and Serge version of askLRR.
Oh, this is fantastic. Yeah.
We just talk about how great water is.
Isn't it amazing? I've been drinking water this whole time. It's like we're the same person. Oh,
I was walking down by the ocean today. It was great. We take Remy out by by Dallas Road. There, it's great. You get that sweet ocean view.
That smell of the seaweed.
Now we're back to regular askLRR.
Oh, space. Hey, Space. Tell us about space, James.
I mean, space is cool.
Is it the place?
Space is a place where you want to be. I don't know. To be honest, I could go either way on this one. I think there are definitely merits to the ocean. But just in terms of like what else is out there, I don't know, man. It feels like there's way more cool stuff in space than there is in the ocean. That's all I'm going to say. Because space could have bigger and more interesting oceans. Got him.
So yours is merely a means to our end.
Correct. Yeah. I just wanted to be I need to be the vice here. It's fine.
Yeah. What if we found an ocean on another planet and completely explored that one first?
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Next question. You get a lifetime supply of one non-food item. What do you pick? This is from Zen.
Point of order.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Is coffee a non-food item?
No.
Wait, as in it is? What does no mean in this?
It is food. It does not.
I would say you have to pick something other than coffee.
You can't do coffee. Food or drink.
I have an answer to this, and it's like really pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is it?
So when I first moved into this apartment, the second day that we moved in here, one of the lights, in fact, it's the light in this room, that ended up going out, like it burnt out. And so I went up there to check on what kind of light it was, so I could just to get a bulb. And it's like a fancy pants LED,
Right.
that I have to go to there's that like electrical store that's kind of over by like Home Sense, to go get like a replacement LED. And we've been in this apartment now for, I want to say, about like 4 or 5 months, and I still haven't replaced the light bulb, because we went there one time and we were just like, I had a picture of it and I was like, here's the light bulb. Can we get my landlord said he literally bought it from here a couple of weeks ago to replace another light bulb, and they were just like, never seen this light before in my life. Never seen this bulb. Pretty sure it doesn't exist.
Wow.
And we're like, oh, okay. Well, and I'm just like, I guess I'll bring the full thing. And my landlord is like, I'll pay for it. And I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah. And yeah, it's just 5 months have gone by, and neither Nicole or I have gotten. So, well, no. There's the best part. There is a light in there now, because instead I can't be bothered to go get a new one, so I took the least used light out in the hallway and took the light bulb out of that one and put it in this one. So if I could, a lifetime supply of these bulbs, if they just instantly appeared, and then that way I would never actually need to go get these bulbs.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of when I first saw this question. I was trying to think of things that I know I'll need forever, and that cost the most amount of money.
Then you say like printer ink or something, right? You're like,
well,
you got to do better than printer ink. You're like, money.
You do.
Give me lifetime supply $100 bills.
So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking like a lifetime supply of internet, like just cover my Shaw bill for the rest of my life. Like that's $100 a month that I can save. Sure, I'll take it. Right?
COVID times, anytime you reach into your pocket, you have hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
If you go to conventions, you've always got
supplying like pocket of hand sanitizer. Like it's just anytime you reach in, it's like gloopy.
Okay, you know those bathroom things where you put your hand through a fan and it just like blow dries it? What if your pockets did that, but every time you put your hands in, they were sanitized?
But would it be goopy? Like,
no.
I mean, you could do that. You just squirt hand sanitizer in your pocket every morning.
No, but it's magic. It's technologically. You just put your hands in and you just feel like, and you pull them out and they're sparkling clean.
But like, can you still use your pockets as regular pockets and stuff? Like, can you put your phone and your keys in there?
I feel like we veered quite a ways off the original question on this.
Well, this is important because this is lifetime supply of hand sanitizer.
Now look, as dudes, we've got so many pockets. If we gave up 2, it wouldn't matter.
But we now need to invent magical pants to make this work.
It doesn't need to be magical. There's some science that is just like if you had a lifetime supply, it'd be like a catheter almost, but with hand sanitizer that leads to like your pockets.
Oh God. All right. We're gonna move on now.
And you have
scared.
like a bag on either side of your pants.
Oh God. Next question. All right. Next question comes to us via Ken. What would your superpowers be? It's classic. Serge?
When I was in university, I had a bunch of friends who were super duper into superpowers, and they decided to create the Canadian Justice League, which I realized there's already one that exists in comic book lore. That's not that. But the idea was it's just like Americans, but as Canadians, we're not as good, so our superpowers would have to be equally mediocre.
Well, that's very self-deprecating as like a national thing.
So my friend Vero had the ability to identify any designer gene from 3 blocks away. Like, that's a pretty cool superpower.
Okay.
My buddy Liam had the overwhelming powers of justice and apathy. A crime!
Okay.
And anyways, my superpower was 5 degrees of separation, man. Most people have 6 degrees of separation. But I have 5.
Nice.
I feel like you do have that superpower,
Right?
like an actual thing. Yeah, because it's like if you go anywhere when you're walking around Victoria with Serge, it's like you'll be mid conversation with him, and he's like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And then you're like to just like random people on the street or random like restaurants and stuff you go to. So yeah, I can see that.
Ben?
This is a comic book joke that I hold true. Is I'm behind it 100%. And not a comic book; it's a webcomic joke. Clean break poops, 100% net every time.
I
so
mean,
when
you save money on toilet paper.
You go to the bathroom, you poop, you don't got to do nothing.
Yeah,
It's always clean.
I like that.
Dunzo.
I like it.
Yeah.
What if your limitless item was just toilet paper? Same superpower?
No, because then you still have to wipe.
Wouldn't that be just like the the biggest universal middle finger? Is like you have clean break poops that you never have to wipe,
but you have a lifetime
limited supply of toilet paper. There we go.
You press
All
that
of
button.
The things we've talked about today have come. Like,
we did it.
Circle here.
We did it.
James, what would your thing be?
I would love it if when I put my hands in my pocket and brought them out, they were clean. What a superpower.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That'd be
man.
pretty good.
Wow, what a
That'd be
power.
pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple more questions here. This next one's from Kevin. It says, do you guys get to just play games like Magic without having to make content out of it? I love things like Friday Night Paper Fight, but I'd hate it if you guys didn't get to play for is it Kraik? I assume for the fun of it, but I don't know what this word is.
Yeah, I'm going to assume. I mean, we can infer it.
I'm gonna Google it. Enjoyable social activity, a good time.
Oh.
Today I learned.
What's the etymology of this word? Where does it come from?
1 second.
Welsh.
I want to say it's a European phrase, like thing for sure.
No, I got to be more specific than European.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's Irish.
I think it's Irish.
It says it's Irish. I said Welsh. You nailed it with Irish. Bravo.
Yeah,
bravo.
It seems to be Irish.
The legend.
So-
no, I don't play anything for fun. Only money all the time.
It's hard to answer this in the context of the pandemic, right?
Yes.
Like, obviously, we don't get a chance to play much. It's like, do you draft on Arena when people aren't watching without streaming? But
I do. Not a lot, but I do. Yeah, I mean, the actual answer is I play a lot less video games and Magic offline than I do online.
that's fair.
Like I play a lot, and video games for sure. I definitely still play Magic on my own. Right now, I'm not playing it just because the format doesn't agree with me, and I haven't been enjoying it. But like Kaldheim, I played a lot of Kaldheim Limited on my own, and it was great. I enjoyed it. Strixhaven is just not doing it for me, so I'm not. I'm sure the next set might, and I will. Standard normal video games, not so much. I always and this is truth. I always feel like if I'm playing a video game, I should be streaming it.
Yeah,
I don't like that
voice,
feeling.
Yeah,
but it's there. I sit down to play a game and I'm like, wait, why aren't I sharing this experience?
if I just turned
with
the
people?
camera on,
Yeah,
I'd be
I could
making
just-
money right now.
It's not even about it's not even about the money in that case. It's about the interaction and showing somebody, I guess. Which is weird. I don't know. That's me.
No, I 100% feel you, right? Like it's like there's I'm with you on the it's not about the money thing, because I think there's a misconception when it comes to like content creation and stuff like that. is that it's for the dollars or like to monetize these sorts of things. And we definitely make that joke a lot at LRR too. We can tell you at the point that Loading Ready Run is at, we're doing nothing for the money. Just like hard like statement there. But like it's kind of one of those things where I'll play a game, but it's a lot more fun to have X amount of people also there with you that you can experience something goofy, right? And there'll be, in fact, times where I'll be playing a game and something funny will happen. I'm like, oh, this was, I enjoyed this, but man, I would have loved to experience this with other people and stuff, right? And I don't know if that's sort of like some sort of like FOMO analog thing, right? But like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm very much with you. Like I don't really stream World of Warcraft, and that's very much a game that I do for myself, and I play with friends. Like that's a relaxation thing. Same with League of Legends. I play that with like my group of friends too. In terms of like card games and stuff, I play zero MTG that is not like content right now. And as it is, and it's like, and because I mean, all of my friends who I would play MTG with make MTG content pretty much in some shape or fashion, right? And would want to do it. So it's like, even if I were to be like, I'm going to play Commander with somebody, it's like I would probably play it with like Olivia or Jeremy or someone who would be like, yeah, come hang out on my stream and come play Magic, right? And there's definitely that stigmatism that means that you're monetizing all your hobbies and whatnot. But it's just like I don't know. It's not a binary thing. Really.
There's an interesting thought to add to Ben's, which is when you do something for work so much, when you play it, your brain goes into work mode, so it's not relaxing anymore. So similarly, like Commander, you're like, oh, this could have been a stream, and then your brain is going into work mode, and then even though it's your off hours, you're still thinking in that, so it's not really relaxing, which can be a reason that people who make a lot of content of something don't do it in their off time. That being said, pre-pandemic, I used to try and make it to as many Highlander tournaments as I could. That was a lot of fun. And that was something that we didn't really do on streams, because LRR, our big thing is we have fun, we goof, it's time with friends. And we don't, with the exception maybe of a little bit later on with some of the Highlander tournaments, we don't really play competitive tournament Magic. And so that was something that I would do on Monday nights, is go out and just get absolutely stomped. I wasn't going there to win, because that's for other reasons, but it was really nice to put myself in that atmosphere, and that kept me sharper as a judge, it kept me sharper as a player, and it was completely separate from work, because that just wasn't the same experience that I got online.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that, and we are guilty of this as well, and Ben sort of alluded to it, which is we kind of joke around about how we have to make everything work, and why aren't we making this work? But the fact is that, as you say, it's like you'd hate it if we didn't get to play this for the fun of it. Making content is also fun.
Yeah. If we wouldn't do it if it wasn't, right?
Yeah. Like, there's sometimes that, sure, it's like, I kind of don't want to be doing this right now, but I got to do.
I'll do another 90 minutes, whatever. Sure.
But more often than not, when I'm doing a stream, whether it's playing Minecraft on Tuesday mornings or Magic Thursday afternoons or Loading Ready Live Saturday evenings, I'm still having fun, right? Like, it's still a lot of fun, which is nice. So.
Yeah, I mean, actually, to tack on to Serge's point, I would actually say I played a lot of Magic off camera when I could go to conventions and Magic Fests and stuff, right? Like the amount of drafts I would do at a Magic Fest and stuff like that, like, it's so many, right? Like, and I would just like, you'd come home with like these piles of like draft chaff and stuff. So that, I guess, was getting my off-camera Magic fix. I think was at these sort of events, which is funny because we're still kind of working at those. Like, we're guests, I guess, but it is a different sort of vibe. Like, you're playing the Magic in that sort of sense. It is for fun, but. Yeah, I think it is not a binary thing. It's not a for fun or for work thing. Yeah. It can be a merge. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. All right, I think we have one more question. Sean would like to know: would you ever bripe?
Oh my God! In a heartbeat, if I could buy one.
All right.
Sorry, I should probably explain what a bripe is. Yep. So this is quite possibly the greatest hipster invention I've ever seen. It's a coffee pipe. but you don't smoke it. It's like a little metal pipe, and it's got a cork handle that you hold on to, and you put your coffee grounds into it, you put your water into it, and then you literally heat it with like a little it has to be a torch. Like a lighter isn't hot enough to make it work. And then when the water gets hot enough, you suck it through a straw.
So
is it like functionally like a shot, or do you have to reheat the water every time you're like?
It's not quite espresso, and the reason for that is, of course, espresso is brewed through pressure. You just don't get enough of that to make it that thick and that syrupy. So it'll be the consistency of coffee, and it could be a little bit stronger. And obviously, there's like a pretty real risk of burning yourself. James Hoffman, who basically is like the king of YouTube coffee right now, I don't think of any other way to describe him, who's also very famous in the specialty coffee industry in his own right, outside of that, former world barista champion. Did a video of it. It was just like, this is stupid as hell, and I love it, and I'm absolutely here for it. And sometimes you can just have a lot of fun with your hobby. And I would love to get a Bripe, and they are sold out everywhere because, of course, the king of coffee YouTube made a video on it, and they all sold out.
I feel like if you go to briping.com right now and hit shop, it seems like they are not only available, but also on a pretty reasonable discount.
Pardon? They're on sale?
It looks like it's $60 for the kit, down from $100, and it seems like it's in stock.
Ooh, it comes with a butane burner torch too. They're like made out of brass too. Ben, you need to see a picture of these. These things are stunning. Yeah,
all right,
they're
hold on. What is this?
Off.
This is good video content.
BRIPING. Everybody at home, hit it up, check it out. It
BRIPING.
It's very goofy. And would I try it?
I could bribe on stream.
I would, for sure. It looks fun. As James said in his video, it's goofy as hell, but it's just fun. So
imagine being able to make a coffee at your desk without having to get up. You need to have a butane torch and a hand grinder, but you're not boiling.
But
you're not going to boil water or anything
on them at all time.
Yeah, look, everybody walks around with a portable scale and a hand grinder, right?
Yeah.
Right? What else would you do when a zombie apocalypse happens?
Exactly.
The guy there. Okay, I need to be clear. There's like this dude, this outdoorsy man walking through the forest with this contraption.
Yeah.
And I got no other way to say it, but this guy looks like such an asshole.
Dude, it's dumb as hell, but it's also so perfectly stupid. I have to have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a very neat idea, but like
it even comes with a temperature thingy, so you don't overheat it and burn your mouth. Oh, I love everything about this.
Power to you, right? Like, I mean, as a person who has like smoked for X amount of years, it's like this is a way better use of like this thing than the crap that I've done, right? So power to you.
Is this US or Canadian?
US, almost.
We've
certainly
lost him at this point.
Yeah, we have, but that's fine. It was the last question. That is going to do it for askLR for this month. We really appreciate you hanging out and asking the questions. Reminder that if you want to ask a question, all you need to do is give us money, and by that I mean join our YouTube via YouTube memberships down below. Every month we let you know who's going to be on the episode. You have a few weeks to ask us your question, and then we sit down and answer as many as we can. So thanks to everybody who asked a question for this month. Y'all are great. I don't remember who's going to be here next month, but that will be information sent out pretty quickly, and you can look forward to seeing that then. Ben, what are you laughing at?
The banner ad reloaded. If you haven't gone to briping.com, it's like the first thing is just this dude walking through the bush with like this little bright pipe, and is like, what an outdoorsy day I'm experiencing. It's just like, oh man, it's super goofy. Oh man.
All right. Briping.com. They did not sponsor this.
They did not.
But hey, if you want to send us some stuff, by all means.
Yeah.
All right. I'm buying
after
it now.
After that raging endorsement of one of their people by me. Yeah, everybody at LRR gets one, except for the jerk in the green plaid.
All right. With that, we say goodbye. Everybody have a good night, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Have a
where
good
we're at.
ripe.
Yeah.
Oh, that made it so much better, though.
I'm crying.
Oh my god.